Warning: the following episode features math performed either by professionals or under the supervision of professionals. Accordingly, UHF 63 and the producers must insist that no one attempt to recreate or reenact any math or activity performed on this episode. I'm GM Ed, and welcome to the unofficial Hero System Funhouse. Today, we're going to be discussing the Balancing the Trilogy, characteristics, skills, and powers. How to balance those points. You see the breakdown of the Trinity on page 34 of Volume 1 of the Hero System Rulebook. Today we're going to be focusing on standard superheroic 400-point characters. And the first example is characteristic driven, which is 280 points in characteristics, 50 in skills, and 70 in powers, which breaks down to 70% in characteristics, 13% in skills, and 18% in powers, respectively. Next, you see a character, superheroic, that is skill-driven, that has 160 points in characteristics, 140 points in skills, and 100 points in powers, which breaks down to 40, 35, and 25%, respectively. Lastly, we'll go into powers, which power-based characters have 160 points in characteristics, 50 points in skills, and 190 points in powers, which is 40% in characteristics, 13% in skills, and 48% in powers, respectively. Relations for the percentages ended up coming up to 101% instead of 100% due to rounding. Considering the champions team is kind of like the example team for superheroes, and they are all 400 points or near. So I did the math on those and some comparisons, and they follow more the average of the three of the characteristic, skill, and power divisions, and I did some calculations, and this is what I came up with. This came out to be what boiled down to half in characteristics, half in skills and powers. So 200 points for characteristics, 80 for skills, 120 for powers, which is 50%, 20%, and 30% respectively. And that's what I would go with for the most part. There are a few exceptions when I went through the archetypes. The archetypes followed the averages that I just showed you for more power-based characters. There were a couple exceptions, which were aquatic, which is more characteristic and power, and your Berk is more characteristic driven, and your martial artist, which is characteristic and skill driven. So you can adjust your points accordingly for that. Episode of the unofficial Hero System Funhouse with me, GM Ed, and don't forget to do the things you have to do for YouTube's algorithm. Subscribe, give a like, comment, and share. That's the best way for you to be a hero.